What is good, NIO family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And this one I want to talk about NIO stock and break down the news that just came out. I'm also going to talk about some very important levels to be watching for and what's going on with other stocks out there for the markets. I'm going to break down what's happening with the economic data and also some very big things for the upcoming trading week. But before I break anything down all this information, let me just mention a couple of things. Firstly, I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moon, deposit $100 into the account, you are guaranteed up to 5 free stocks. If you deposit $1,000, you're guaranteed up to 15 free stocks, and this offer ends very soon. Anyways, now let's break down what's going on with the market. NIO is down 3.11% for the day, once again looking relatively weak. It's approaching that $7 level of support, and that's looking pretty decent so far. But the thing about NIO is, even though this thing is dropping the way it's been, I just want to mention that I don't consider this the end for the company. I don't think that the company is going to fail. I think ultimately it's a great long-term buy. But a really good buying opportunity has come to buy this thing close to 7, if not even lower levels. And we're going to be watching, we're going to be watching this, especially as we approach the upcoming trading week. So I want to break down some new data that's coming out, something big about the upcoming week, and something else that's important about the news affecting NIO. So for the market, I just want to remind you all there's going to be no trading on Monday. It's going to be a closed day. It's a holiday for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. This means that on Monday there's no trading. We'll be back on Tuesday for the market to open. So we'll be watching this very, very carefully. As far as NIO goes, NIO announced that it entered a strategic partnership with the battery swap technology with Wenergy Group, and this is some good news for them. Great news for them. We went over this yesterday, so this is good for their integration of the technology, how they're going to improve their power swap systems and things like that. That's once again very, very helpful for the company. On top of this, NIO integrates Alps to the main businesses with NIO brand, according to reports. The autonomous driving developments and cockpit businesses of the Alps sub-brand are largely integrated with the NIO brand, with some businesses still operating independently, according to local media. Once again, this is good news for them as they are integrating a new business model, and this is going to help them continue to gain in a lot of views and such. This is going to help them gain a lot of traction, and this is going to help them become a lot more competitive in different countries. That's going to be very good for them. The sub brand is also going to be very competitive with other companies, other industries. So that's pretty decent. But we also had some more news coming out from other Wall Street analysts. They're saying that NIO could surge 59.92%. I believe that it is likely has the potential to do so. They believe it's going to once again approach at least $12 uh, over the next year, and I definitely agree with that. I think that for the short term, although there's some like low ranges out there when it comes to price targets, we also have highs of $19 and lots of potential upside. Because the thing about NIO is the more it drops, it's not going to sink to zero. The more it drops, the more institutions and REITs are going to be buying it back up, and we're going to see buyers defend it very, very closely, in my honest opinion. But there was some negative news that came out, which is what caused NIO to drop a bit more. There's news that came out that Europe basically plans to investigate the Chinese EV makers. That once again led to NIO having a sympathy drop because of the fact that with this investigation going on, this is leading to more uncertainty about the future of the Chinese market and more tensions. There are a lot of tensions right now. Now, NIO is not subject to the investigation for what I'm reading, but over time, things could change, especially as we're starting to see costs being cut by these other market makers. Not to mention the competition that is just developing right now. So, right now, with the negative news, with Tesla selling off the way it did, with the price cuts and more competition, that was a little negative. And then we also have, Europe potentially investigating more Chinese EV makers, which caused a lot of Chinese EVs to sell off. NIO ended up dropping as a result of that, even though this didn't really directly involve NIO. It's not subjected to the investigation. NIO dropped with 48 million in volume, nothing too insane, but it is still approaching that $7 support. Bank of America was the last major analyst that came out, and they're saying you should be selling, not selling, but they're very neutral on NIO. They used to say you should be buying NIO. They gave NIO a big buy rating. Now they're saying they're neutral on it. So it's a very, very big shift. The price price ratio is sinking because NIO is heavily underperforming relative to the market. On top of this, I just want to mention that Mondays are not always the strongest of days. So, with that being said, how is NIO looking? What is my honest opinion? The weekly close is very bearish. We've actually lost our key support at 7.4, and now we're at 7.17. If we continue to sink, $7 is going to be our next target, and we'll have to see if that holds. If we fail to hold that, 6.5 is going to be our next target. Unfortunately, it's just barely holding on for dear life, but we have some very strong support at that $7 area. So we'll see if NIO could try to hold that or not. I'll be watching that very closely. As far as SPY goes, right now it's continuing to hold up. It was actually range bound today, so we're going to be watching this range. We still have some tight resistance at that 478 area. We'll see if there's going to be an attempt to push up higher or not. But if anything, 478s to 480s where we have those all-time highs. We're going to be watching to see if this thing makes a move just like that. So be very, very careful. We'll have to wait and see how things go. And I think it's very important to be patient. So be patient, do what you have to do, guys, and we'll see if this ends up breaking in either direction. If it breaks 478, it's bullish. If it loses 474, it could turn more bearish. As of right now, we're just waiting to see how it goes. On the Russell 2000, just want to call this one out. This is also indecisive, very, very flat today. We'll see if it could close above the 50 EMA on the 4-hour time frame, or if we lose and break below 190. If we lose 190, we're a lot more bearish. If we break above 195, we're more bullish. We're kind of close to the middle right now, so we're just waiting for that. On the QQQ for bullish, you want to see this thing basically break above and hold this pre-market high at 411.45 to break and approach all-time highs. If we fail to do so, we're going to be looking for a move to the downside towards 407, followed by 405. So just be very careful for now. It is starting to curl, losing some momentum, but just to be safe, I always want to be very patient. Nvidia is kind of flat. I mean, it closed just under 550, but very flat day. So we will see if Nvidia tries to hold up or not. If it breaks 550, it could turn a lot more bullish. If we lose 542, we turn bearish. So we'll just have to wait and see. And finally, Tesla got lots of bad news. They cut prices in China. There's also the news about the production halts for 2 weeks because of big issues going on in the Red Sea. So, I mean, Tesla's very simple. You just want to look at basically this very important moving average right here. I'll break Tesla down in more details in a later video, but the 200 moving average is around this 217.5 area. Excuse me, sorry guys. If we lose this, we turn a lot more bearish. 200 is going to be our next target. If we hold 217.5 for an extended period of time, there's still some hope for Tesla. But my concern is that it looks very bearish, at least on the current time frames. 200 is still very possible, and the weekly is looking very weak. There's a good chance of more downside for it, which could slow down the entire EV market as a whole. So for NIO, it looks like it's going to test $7. We'll have to see if that holds. Looking very bearish right now, and we'll have to see how it ends up reacting to that support. Although this is happening, guys, it's not the end of the world because this is just another buying opportunity. But I'm not going to go all in at 7. I'll just slowly buy as it drops. When stocks drop, that's another buying opportunity. But never go all in on just one stock, and that's not financial advice. Anyways, that's it for this video. Have a great day, guys. Remain calm, cool, and collected, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you, and peace out.